Hello guys! Welcome back to my channel. On today's episode, I'm gonna be sharing with you all the airline announcements that we make on board the aircraft. If you're interested, just keep on watching. So, once you go on board the aircraft, you probably have heard a lot of announcements, either pre-recorded or done by the cabin crew. So what are the reasons why we do an announcement on board the aircraft? Number one reason why we make announcements on board the aircraft is to make sure that the customers who are coming on board know that they are going to the right destination, because it has happened many times that a customer goes to the wrong destination just because they're not listening to the announcement. Second is for safety reasons. So if you listen closely to these announcements, we share a lot of safety reminders to the customers, like the no smoking, we are refueling the aircraft, constantly reminding you to ensure that your bags are safely stowed in the overhead bins, or to watch out for your belongings. Basically, a public announcement inside an aircraft is a reminder for our customers. So I cannot stress this enough, how important announcements are, so you really have to listen to them. If you have tried flying with different airlines from around the world, the announcements are very much similar, and the reason behind that is these announcements are also regulated by the Federal Aviation Authority of a respective country. There's a lot of variations among the airline announcements, of course, of different airlines, but the whole gist of the announcement script is pretty much the same, because they have to talk about the no smoking rule, the exit rows, the manual demonstration, the safety video. So these are things that are mandated by the aviation authority that has to be in the announcement. In our airline, all of the cabin crew go through a training that we call the PA training, which is a public announcement training. In this training, we basically just go to the training center, and then somebody teaches us how to read the announcements properly, the intonation, the pacing, the pronunciation of the words, and at the end of the class, we get a rating. So it's either you get a B rating or an A rating. And then once we go on flight, the cabin senior or the cabin service director will check who has an A rating, and that person will be assigned to do the English announcement for that flight. So obviously, the announcements that I'm going to be doing today is the same announcements that you're going to hear once you go on board a QATAR Airways flight. Let's get started. As you are settling down, you're preparing your bag, you're putting it in the overhead bin, you're just there trying to figure out what's on your seat, this is the first announcement that you're gonna hear. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board QATAR Airways. As you find your seat, may we request that you place large items in the overhead compartments and smaller sized belongings, including duty-free bags and liquids, under the seat in front of you. Our cabin crew are available to assist. If the aircraft is refueling with the passengers on board, we are required to make an announcement informing the customers that we are currently refueling the aircraft. So it goes something like this. Ladies and gentlemen, as we are currently refueling the aircraft, please remain seated with your seatbelt unfastened. Mobile phones must remain switched off while refueling is in progress. As a reminder, smoking is not allowed at any time on board, including the use of electronic cigarettes. Thank you. The announcements made on board are not only for the customers. So we also make announcements for the ground staff who are on board the aircraft, like the catering personnel, cleaners who might be on board doing last-minute touch-ups on anything that needs cleaning, or ground personnel who are handling seating issues while we are still on ground. So obviously, before we close the aircraft, we have to make an announcement reminding them that, hey, we're going to be closing the door. You have to leave the aircraft immediately. So it goes like this. Attention all ground staff, this aircraft is now ready for departure. We request all ground personnel to please leave the aircraft immediately. We would also like to request all customers to take their assigned seats now to allow us to close the aircraft doors in preparation for departure. Thank you. And now, finally, we have closed the doors. Before we start playing the safety video, we have to do our welcome announcement. This is a very long announcement, so I'll have to read this now because I can't remember every word of it because it has gone through a lot of revisions. So, here you go. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Catherine and I'm the cabin senior. On behalf of Qatar Airways, the One World Alliance, Captain John, Cabin Service Director Mary, and our team of cabin crew, it is my pleasure to welcome you on board Qatar Airways Flight QR933 to our home, the state-of-the-art Hamad International Airport in Doha, Qatar. We would like to extend a special welcome to our Privileged Club members and also to members of the One World Frequent Flyer program traveling with us today. Customers interested in joining our award-winning program may enroll online by visiting the website www.qmiles.com or by speaking to one of our cabin crew. This aircraft is equipped with Oryx One in-flight entertainment system as well as high-speed super Wi-Fi sponsored by Ooredoo. The service will be available shortly after takeoff. Please be informed that smoking and the use of electronic cigarettes is not permitted anywhere on board this aircraft. In preparation for our departure, we ask that you switch your phones to flight safe mode and ensure that your seatbelt is fastened at this time. We would like to remind you to keep your personal valuables such as wallets, jewelry, and electronic devices safe at all times. As we consider your safety to be of the utmost importance, could you please give your attention to the safety video that will be screened shortly. We wish you a pleasant flight with Qatar Airways. Thank you. I was almost out of breath because that's too long and it's like a long tongue twister, and on board the aircraft sometimes we have to do it faster than that just because we're always running out of time. We have to do this English announcement. We also have an Arabic announcement. We also have safety video that needs to be screened. So we're always rushing for time, and all these things has to be done before the aircraft takes off. After takeoff, this is the announcement that we're going to be doing next. Ladies and gentlemen, the seatbelt sign will be switched off shortly. We recommend, however, that you keep your seatbelt loosely fastened at all times during the flight. If you are using a blanket, we kindly ask that you fasten your seatbelt over your blanket so it is visible to the cabin crew. Our in-flight meal service will commence shortly with lunch, followed later in the flight by dinner prior to landing into Doha. Please refer to your personal menu cards for more details. If there is anything that we can do to make your flight more comfortable, please feel free to let us know. Thank you. The next announcement that you're going to be hearing in the middle of the flight is only if there's going to be a turbulence. Ladies and gentlemen, as we are passing through an area of turbulence, we would like to request all our customers to return to their assigned seats and fasten your seatbelt. Thank you. And then we do a couple more announcements prior to landing, reminding the customers that we're going to start preparing the cabin shortly. Please use the lavatory, and then we switch on the lights to give the customers ample time to use the lavatories before the seatbelt sign switches on for landing. And now the aircraft lands, and the final announcement that you're going to be hearing from the cabin crew is the after landing announcement. And again, I have to read it because it's too long. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Doha, the state of Qatar, your gateway to the world. The local time is 15 minutes past the hour of 4 in the afternoon, and the outside temperature is 28 degrees Celsius. For your safety, please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the seatbelt sign has been turned off. Please ensure that you have all your personal belongings with you as you leave the aircraft. Also remember that smoking is only permitted in designated areas of the airport. You may now use your mobile and electronic devices if you wish to do so. If Doha is your final destination, please proceed to arrivals to complete your immigration formalities and collect your baggage. To learn more about visa requirements for Qatar, please visit qatarairways.com/visa-free. If you're transferring to a Qatar Airways flight, please follow the signs to transfers. Customers traveling onwards in first and business class are invited to use the exclusive premium transfer facility in the transfer hall. On behalf of Qatar Airways, the One World Alliance, and Captain John, we wish you a pleasant stay in Doha or a safe journey to your final destination. We hope you will include Qatar Airways as part of your future travel plans to any of our over 160 destinations worldwide. Qatar Airways, going places together. Thank you and good afternoon. And there you have it. Those are all the announcements that we make on board as soon as you get on board the aircraft until we take off, and until finally we land into our destination. If you enjoyed watching this video, please don't forget to click on that thumbs up sign. Please give me some love. And of course, don't forget to subscribe as well if you haven't subscribed yet, and hit that bell notification button so that you're going to be notified whenever I upload new videos. This has been Days with Kath. I will see you next time. Bye! Ladies and gentlemen, well... to request all our customers to take their assigned. Let's go through. So now that you know in the announcements, but most of the things.